Guys, this is Cooking with Connie, and this week we're going to make a really good sweet treat. It's going to be a coconut toffee chocolate chip cookie bar. So we're going to start with making toffee chips. This is really super simple. It's going to take a stick of butter and a cup of our golden monkford allulose and about a half a teaspoon of our Celtic sea salt. We're going to heat that in this pan. We're using our candy thermometer to get that up to between 290 and 300 degrees. And then we're going to put it on a baking sheet and let it in a nice thin layer, and then let it set up, and then we will break it into our toffee chips for our cookie bars today. So this toffee turns out really well, and it's super simple to do. So we'll just start getting this stuff melted, and then once we get it into that stage where we're ready to do the cookies. So here's our golden. We're using our golden monkford allulose, and it works beautifully for this recipe. So we'll start melting all this stuff together, and again, like I said, we're going to cook this till it gets up to 300 degrees, so you're going to do a lot of stirring here. So we will be back, and we will show you how these toffee chips turn out, and then we'll start making the cookies. Okay guys, we're back. So this is what our finished product of the toffee looks like, and I'm going to pop that in the freezer to let that solidify, but this is some that I've made into chips earlier. If you freeze it, and I would recommend if you're breaking it up to have it frozen, because you're going to get a much better break on those. This is what we're going to use in the cookies. So we're going to start with 2 sticks of butters, which I have in there, and then we're going to add our sugar. Which we don't use sugar. So I'm going to use a half a cup of just the white monkford allulose, and then we're going to use a cup of the golden. So in the traditional recipe, basically we're substituting our white sugar and our brown sugar. And then we'll just start mixing that. So what I have here also is I've got my baking blend. So this is the Connie's baking mix that I have. We're going to be using that in there. We use 2 1/4 cups, which I've got in there with a teaspoon of our baking soda. We're going to be adding a couple of eggs to this mixture here. We're going to be using 2 teaspoons of our pure vanilla extract. Don't be skipping on the vanilla. Use the real stuff. It's going to give you much better flavor. Okay. That's mixing pretty good. Then we're going to stop that for just a sec so we can get in our dry ingredients, which is our baking blend and our baking soda. So once we get this all mixed up, then what we're going to do, we're going to add a cup of our toffee chips. We're going to use a cup of our unsweetened coconut, and then we're going to use a cup of our Chalk Zero sugar-free chocolate chips. All right? And then once we get all that done, then we're going to place that into, I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees. I have greased a 9x13 pan, so we're going to put that in the pan, spread it out, and then we're going to pop it in the oven for about 30 minutes to bake. And then we're going to have some delicious sugar-free, gluten-free cookies. So we will be back when we go to the next stage of this. Okay guys, here's our final product. We have these lovely cookie bars done. They've got your sugar-free Chalk Zero chocolate chips, our sugar-free toffee that we made from scratch, and some unsweetened coconut all mixed up into a cookie bar. Great with a big glass of milk. So check out Cooking with Connie. We are at 931 subscribers. We are trying to get to 1,000. So help us out. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about us. You do not want to miss all of our gluten-free, sugar-free treats that we have in store for you. And remember this week, make good choices.